Okay, welcome back. Last week we covered how to make sure your messages are securely communicating between the HUD and the object. This week we will go into more detail about making sure the object responds to those messages correctly. I have a couple of examples of things to do for scaling and color, and I will try to come up with a few more examples to build on for the week after that. But without further ado, welcome back. As usual, this is Becca going by Nightcat or Nightcat's Meow when online, and this is another week discussing Linden's scripting language. That is why Region Say 2 is particularly useful in this context. Oh, I missed some of those blocks from my early resing demo. That shows you how much work I haven't been doing on the sim. So here, it discards it if it receives any message on that channel that happens to come from an object with the same name, but does not belong to the same person as the object does. Over here, we're now doing a region say to that owner to send all of those messages. Except it's not sending. So the question becomes, why? If that line was wrong, actually I think I know what I did wrong right there. So I'm not going to close that, I'm just going to minimize that. Oops. Nope, I did something wrong in that particular part. Okay. What you missed in that brief little edit is I found out what I had screwed up. What I did wrong is it's not based on the owner of the message, it's the owner of whatever object sent it. I had typed that in wrong, that was my own fault. I've told you a few times, I'm not perfect. I've just been at this a while. So, it sees what is the key of the object that sent the message. That is automatically a part of the listen receiver. And then it says, who is the owner of the object that sent the message. Now it's working. If that comes from anything that does not belong to me, that is not going to go through. Unfortunately, this being my sim, I own pretty much everything on it, so giving you another demonstration than that is going to be particularly difficult. Now, the next thing to do is to go through and actually get your commands in. If message equals up actually that should be an else because we have the if up there. Else if message equals down. Else. Up, make bigger. Okay, I did that one slightly wrong. How did I do it wrong? Ah, that's why I capitalized that version. Little things like that will get you every time. The capital D on that, that's what got that wrong. Make smaller, make bigger. There we go. So what we're doing is we're going to set scale in order to make it bigger. Set scale. First we get the scale it's at, and then we add 0.2, 0.2, 0.2. We're going to do something pretty much the same for making it smaller. This is because all size is a vector, which is 3 points of data. And there it goes. That definitely works. It's a bit much, but it definitely works. Change that to 1/10 the amount of increase and decrease. Now, to make a proper resize, you're also going to want to adjust the positioning and a few other things, but this is just for demonstration purposes. And the last thing we're going to demonstrate is changing color with the same HUD. So by changing that to the string for get color, and that is going to be, it does need a side. So all sides would be the easiest, but you want to make sure that somebody can't go through and do something silly. So owner say string detected touch face 0. Since that isn't going to work until we set its face, we'll just comment that out for the moment. That is face number 4. So at this point, what you would do is you'd go to edit. At this point, you can easily just change the entire thing, or you could select just that particular piece or that particular face. All that matters is that that bar gets affected. Go into texture, choose color. Let's make this test object blue. And in this one, we are going to set color, change the message that we're receiving into a vector, and apply it to all sides. There. Now it turns it blue. Or a lighter shade of blue, maybe? Yes. Heavy and thick. Decide I'm in a red mood. So that is the gist of it. That is all the concerns with creating a HUD, from taking the, we can actually, by the way, remove or comment out those bits of detail, leaving only the actual actions it's supposed to take. You use region say 2 to make sure that no other objects have to process the command, so that's gentle for sim resources. You filter out anything that doesn't belong to the same owner, so that the object can either be hijacked by somebody else with a similarly named device, similarly named object. And we've covered how to actually put the HUD itself together. Now, the rest of making jewelry resize is going to depend on exactly how, or actually any item that's going to be worn on the avatar resize is going to depend on the specifics of how that works. You're going to want to play around with positioning changes, which I believe we've covered elsewhere. With there's a lot to it that isn't necessarily easy to anticipate exactly what you're going to need, but this should cover it. The thing to remember is that the region say 2 will not work unless the person is wearing the object it's talking to. That is one of the things to definitely keep in mind. But all of the filters from in the listen, you're filtering out anything that doesn't have the name of your HUD device. That automatically just makes it not have to track anything else going on out there. On any, even on the same channel, anything else going on out there, it can ignore it. It's pre-filtered. The way your listen is going to go, the first thing it's going to filter, is it on the right channel? If it's not on the right channel, it ignores it. Does it have the right name? If it doesn't have the right name, it ignores it. The other thing you could do is go through and specify each individual command it can listen to, but because we're having a color vector in there, and that can be anything, you can't necessarily anticipate that. You can't control you can't filter for that specifically. So you're just adding extra stuff for extra checks for no reason there. So there you go. That is the basics of creating a HUD to control an object in world. Take that down to something a little more manageable. That gives you, if there's anything else you need to know, like I say, go ahead and put another comment out there letting me know what else to cover. So I hope this helped you out. So until next week, good day, good luck, happy scripting. I've really got to get some outro music for this.